more speakers, and then I'm going to recognize some of the unions that are here. If I miss anybody, I'm going to ask them to call out. But then the next to last speaker is Desiree Pilgrim, who represents the Northeast Bronx community and clergy.
Go, Desiree, go!
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Desiree Pilgrim Hunter. As well as being an executive vice president of the Northwest Bronx Community and Clergy Coalition, I'm also a member of the Kingsbridge Armory Redevelopment Alliance, and I sit as a representative on the Bronx Borough President's Community Advisory Board. The Kingsbridge Armory redevelopment is connected to the Stella workers because we are fighting a developer, related companies, with deep pockets who intends to build itself a profit center on Kingsbridge Road while creating 1,200 low-wage, part-time, no-benefit jobs. It is symptomatic of a particular attitude towards Bronx residents that says we can do whatever we want. They won't fight back. They can't fight back. Kara stands behind our Bronx Borough President, Ruben Diaz, because he said no to the current plan because Related has not signed a community benefits agreement. And to ensure that the community gets benefits so things like this doesn't happen, and that they have not agreed to discuss living wage or local hiring of Bronx residents. I'm here today to show support for the Stella workers against a private equity firm such as Lance Inc., whose major investor is Goldman Sachs, and mega developers such as Related companies who think they can push hardworking Bronx residents around. On Wednesday, October 14th, I will be co-chairing a meeting with the Federal Reserve. We will be asking Wall Street to change its rules that have allowed private equity firms and banks to cause losses of millions of jobs and 401k funds, to cause millions of families to lose their homes to foreclosures, to allow mega developers to use millions of our tax dollars, much like the Stella plant, which actually belongs to the taxpayers, destroy unions, and create profit centers for themselves at the expense of the communities that they choose to build in. And then on October 25th, at St. Nicholas of Tolentine Gymnasium, at 3 p.m., the Northwest Bronx Community Clergy Coalition is going to host a community meeting. We're going to turn out 1,500 people, and you're all invited to talk about the blueprint for the Bronx, our plan, the people's plan, not their plan. At both these meetings, we have our brother Stella workers who are going to come and tell their stories about how greedy developers and private equity firms come into primarily densely populated minority communities to put us out of business and reap maximum profits. Invited to this meeting to engage in this conversation are Senator Gillibrand, Senator Schumer, all of the Bronx elected officials, and the New York City Council members. We have a shared responsibility to see that all of our residents share in the prosperity that development brings to communities and to minimize the threat that the private equity investment firms pose on working communities. The Bronx deserves to be respected. Its workers need to be respected. We are fighting back. We cannot pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps if we don't have boots. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I'd like to recognize some of the unions and some of the people that are here, but we're not going to have time to listen to have everybody speak. Eddie Molina from Local 3 of the IBEW. Richard Rain from the UFT. We also have a representative, Curtis Munson from the Thompson campaign.
All right.
Doug Cunningham from the New Day Church. Larry Holmes from Bail Out the People.
Hey, Larry.
District Council 37 is here. And if I missed any other unions, yell out. Who else?
Retirees Association.
Yes.
Council 37.
National Treasury Employees Union.
United Auto Workers.
Right. And the last person I'd like to speak, and then we'll take questions from the media, is Gabrielle Gemma, who helped put this together, you know, and...
Hi, I'm with the National Women's Fight Back Network. While we stand here today, there are dozens of women standing on their feet at the packing table, packing 10,000 cookies an hour by hand, who have done this for tens of years in their plants. They have sacrificed and stood up to prevent union busting and save their union. Those women and their families made huge sacrifices. They are the heart and soul of all of us. They are the heart and soul of every working person. They are the heart and soul of the Bronx. They are the heart and soul of the struggle for Latinas and African American women to finally achieve a decent living wage. They have stood by their union, and their union has stood by them. I ask all of you to say that you pledge yourself to support anything that the workers feel is necessary to defend their lives, their families, and their communities against the thievery of their jobs, of that plant and that machinery. Please come to the rally tomorrow at the plant at 3 o'clock, but that won't be the last thing we ask of you. We need all the unions. We need the Central Labor Council. We need all the community organizations. We need to unite with the unemployed. The Census Bureau just said the Bronx is the poorest urban county in the country. How dare Mayor Bloomberg talk about jobs when we have the poorest county in the country with the highest unemployment rate in the city? We need to fight to get new jobs, and we need to fight not to lose any, especially union jobs. Please answer the call for whatever the union and the workers and the unions and the community ask of you with your body and your support and your time. We need a city of organizers. Stella Dora workers, women, we are with you.
I'm not sure if someone is viewing this rally today and heard about us being there tomorrow. You know, it could be numerous things, but that is the latest information that we just received. Wow.
You know, this only points out. This only points out how disgraceful the new owners are.
What's the
How
name?
disgraceful.
What's the individual?
How
Give us
disgraceful.
names.
How disgraceful it is that Mike Bloomberg and the city of New York are allowing this to happen without showing even the littlest concern for the workers here, much less the fact that taxpayer dollars went in to buy the machinery, which is now going to be moved to Ohio. If anything, the mayor of the city of New York has a fiduciary responsibility to protect taxpayer money and city property. We bought those machines. We have to call upon Mike Bloomberg to stop this now. And shame on him if he doesn't do it immediately.